Hi, you're watching a very special recording of Agenda AWANI. Usually I'm in the studio, but for great people, I make time to go out. And we would like to welcome a very important guest to Malaysia on the sideline of the World Tourism Conference right here at Shangri-La Hotel in KL. I would like to welcome Ms. Ozgul Ozkan Yavuz. Thank you very much for making time to be on Agenda AWANI. You are the Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Culture and Tourism for the Republic of Turkey. And how is it so far for you in Kuala Lumpur and in Malaysia?
Yeah, thank you. This morning, with the kind participation of your Prime Minister, I think we made a very good start. We are here for United Nations World Tourism Organization's World Tourism Conference for this year. And the theme is also so nice. It's beyond tourism, beyond expectations. So for almost 3 days, we will be discussing the new issues, very interesting topics. And this morning, with the high-level participation, we made a good start. And it's so nice that we are seeing too many colleagues from very different countries here together.
Of course, our Prime Minister himself is a magnet for tourism. People just would like to come and see how a record-breaking 94-year-old Prime Minister leads a country. I'm so glad that you've met him and listened to him, because he talks about many things, including tourism. In his speech, he even talked about tourism technology. But for you, I would like to take this opportunity for you to introduce Turkey to us from your point of view, because in the days of social media, in the days where travel is becoming more and more relevant to an understanding of a country, how do you want us in Malaysia to see Turkey beyond tourism?
Of course, tourism is helping a lot for all of us, for all the countries. It is one of the strongest components to create the image of the country. It's not the only one, but one of the strongest component one. And of course, with the help of these new technologies and with the help of digitalization, social media, now everybody can see everything.
Yes.
So from now on, not only you, but each and every person is a journalist in itself.
Correct.
So everybody is reporting from anywhere in the world. For Malaysia, of course, it's herself is also a strong tourism destination. And Malaysia is also, we're successful. I also in the morning in my speech, I have started by congratulating Malaysia by creating such a strong destination, such a strong product in terms of tourism industry in such a short time. So with your marketing campaign called Truly Asia was really a strong one, was really a successful one. And when I look at the opinions of Malaysian people about Turkey, it was so positive. In the morning session, our moderator, after my presentation, asked the audience what is their opinion about Turkey. And each and every single opinion were so positive about Turkey. So I was so glad to see that. Malaysian people usually like Turkey, both the country, and they're also emphasizing that they love the people. So it's very obvious that both countries have managed to create a bridge between the hearts of the people. So it was very positive,
I've only been to the airport in Istanbul, not go out, but I think Turkey is a wonderful, wonderful place, because even if it's good at the airport, surely outside the airport it will be better. But if Malaysia is truly Asia, then is Turkey the best of both Asia and Europe? Because, you know, we had to study about Turkey in geography and also in history as a subject when we were in school in Malaysia, at least during my time. So how do you want us to see Turkey? Is it part of Asia, or both, having the DNA of also Europe and Asia? This is the beauty of Turkey that we have always been fascinated with.
I think this is our unique selling point, which is being a real bridge between the Asia and Europe, because some part is on the Asia, you know, some part is on the Europe, but I think we have managed to combine the cultures, and Turkey is home to very different cultures. which is helping us to offer too many different things to our visitors. That's why I think when we ask people, when we ask the travelers, when they're leaving Turkey after their visit, after their travel, what did you think about Turkey? If you want to say it just one sentence, how would you describe it? They are saying energy. They are using the word of energy. So it feels that it's an active, vibrant country. Energy is important, and they are saying that good combination of different cultures. So this being the bridge, because of the geographical location, being the bridge, I think we are doing it good, so well, because we are managing to receive too many interests, and that's why lots of international arrivals. This year we are really hoping to over 52 million international arrivals this year.
Before it was near between 30 to 40, now it's about 52. There's a lot of jump. From where do you think the new additional numbers, about maybe 10 million, will be coming from? Because if we look at data, it points that more and more the visitors to Turkey are from the East instead of from Europe or from the West. So how do you package and invite new visitors to your country? Because like Malaysia, a lot of Malaysians also look at Turkey because we don't have to worry about food, for example. The halal bridge, as you mentioned before, is very important to many Malaysians. So how do you appeal to new numbers of arrivals?
Our 50 million international arrivals, actually, we are receiving it with, we can say that nearer destinations. When I say the first countries, it's basically Russia, Germany, UK, Iran, Bulgaria. So it is, our main markets is like 4 hours flight of distance. So the new markets for us would be faraway destinations, which Malaysia are one of them. Both from West, from States, and from the Asian countries, there is an increasing interest. And also from Malaysia to Turkey, the number of visits are increasing, which we are very happy to see that. As you say, there is a strong connection in terms of culture, and with being the same religion is also helping us a lot. As you said, I don't feel any problem, and when I'm here in terms of food, for example. So it's also same for all Malaysian travelers in Turkey. They are safe with the food, and they can find whatever they want. They can feel confident. And again, with our common religion, Turkey is a center for too many religious places, basically for Islam. We have beautiful mosques, you know, to visit, very nice, great heritage. So the first things that will have come across in the country is very easy for them. And also, as they said, as Malaysian friends said this morning in the panel, the people love and understand each other from both cultures. So everything is starting with a warm start. So it is an easy destination for Malaysians.
As the information technology becomes more prevalent around the world, in the old days, maybe in 70s, 80s, you go with a tour group and you just follow a group outside. More and more young people especially, they don't want to go where many people are. They don't want to go to where the tourist traps are, as they like to call it. But they want the immersive experience of the culture, of maybe staying with a family in a place somewhere in Turkey. You know, how do you prepare to receive tourists? Do you build up infrastructure together with the local authorities? Do you brief incentive to the small, medium enterprises to have different services and products for different kinds of people coming in?
Yeah, nowadays people want two things actually when they are traveling. Once they want to be independent, So it is now with the help of the new modes of transportation and new modes of communication,
Yes.
it is very easy for them to be independent. As you said, they used to be too much dependent on the tour operators, but now every single person can take the flight and just go easily by himself. And thanks to Turkish Airlines, they are flying every day from Kuala Lumpur to Istanbul.
Yes.
It's a direct flight and it's every day, so it's possible every day go and come, and it's a great opportunity for both countries and for both cities. And the second thing that people want to have is the real experience. They used to see 10 years ago, 20 years ago, they were just, we were calling it tourists, and they were just seeing it. But now we are calling them traveler or visitor, because they want to experience it. They don't want to see only, so they want to have the experience. Then we have to, for your tourism product, you have to combine the different elements within your tourism product, like we are doing it. Since 2003, with our new government, we have combined the ministries of tourism and culture. It's exactly the same in Malaysia, actually. You have also Ministry for Culture, Arts and Malaysia. It's the same for us, because we are using our heritage items, we are using cultural items, even the traditional cultures, and we are using the artistic experiences in the tourism product. To create new tourism product, we are using these items, and which is giving a variety in our offer for the traveler. That's why we are trying to overcome, and we are trying to increase the number of possibilities, the number of attractions. This surely shows it's in the number of international arrivals.
You are very, very intelligent. You've got 2 master's degree. I really salute you for that. But more importantly, they are very much focused on urban policy planning, and you've been in the development policy seat even in Istanbul. So you are the best person for me to ask this, because even in Malaysia, there's this debate sometimes between conservation, heritage, and new development. Our capital city, KL, is still growing. Migration to the urban center, urbanization. You see tall skyscrapers, you see tall condominiums going up. But on the other side, people say, when I go to Scandinavian countries, I don't see tall buildings. Things were exactly almost in certain areas like they were hundreds of years ago. So where do you stand in the need to do new development, at the same time preserving or even encouraging for the heritage over hundreds of years, not more than 1,000 years, of landscape to still be there? Because this is, there's no clear answer in policy on this. But because you're the expert with 2 master's degree, with experience, you've been in the tourism sector more than 20 years. What kind of experience and sharing can you give us?
I always say that development doesn't mean growth, actually. Growth is something else, development is something else. And the best development plan actually is a plan which gives enough importance for the heritage and for the conservation. So within a development plan, actually, one of very important component is the conservation plan. So we definitely keep trying to keep properly our heritage. It is very important for us. Of course, starting from our palaces, from our empire, from Ottoman Empire, we keep those areas properly, and we are investing a lot for the restoration. of them. So we never abuse these heritage areas. And in Istanbul, you know, most of our heritage, imperial heritage is there. We keep high-rise building away from our historical area. And of course, in each and every big city, there is too much pressure from urban development, urbanization, and migration. Same for us, not only for Istanbul, also in Ankara, in Antalya, in Izmir. But our rules and regulations for the preservation of cultural heritage is too strong. And the last 16, 17 years, we have invested a lot for the restoration. But it's a never-ending situation for the restorations in Turkey because we have too much heritage. And when it comes to intangible heritage, which is our traditions, local artists, we are also supporting them a lot for the last 17 years. For example, as the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, we have certified 5,000 local artists in different areas. We are supporting them because we want to protect our customs, our traditions, our traditional art and traditional culture. But of course, as the policymakers, you need to create a balance always in order to be sustainable. A balance between conservation and the usage of the resources. So the best development plan should cover on both sides. And sometimes I think people are too much crucial against our tourism industry because it is not only the tourism industry but all urbanization, industrialization, the increasing of air traffic, the increasing of population is also are also affecting the natural resources, but by keeping the word of sustainability in our minds, we should find the proper balance. But it's not an easy task, you are right.
Correct. So if I can vote in Turkey, I will vote for you to be tourism minister one day. But adding on to that, the pressure of sustainability is there, but there's now a huge group of young people all over the world. People are travelers, like you said just now, are traveling at younger and younger age, you know, with economic well-being, with connectivity. Some will even fly budget airlines, hopping countries, just to reach Turkey or to reach Malaysia from the other side. So how do you think that we can marry the needs of sustainability and change when there's still a lot of people who are wary about foreigners coming in, who worry about development that brings disruption because they want to preserve what they have. And in Europe, which is also a part of Turkey, you see nationalism rising against people coming from the outside. And I think you, of many ministers and deputy ministers, would know that the sensitivity of politics can sometimes have a direct correlation to people wanting to visit or not to visit a country. So where do you stand in this? Because it seems like populism is on the rise and inward-looking nationalism is also on the rise, especially in Europe, for example. So how do you get past that and still welcome people with open arms?
In Turkey, we always have a cosmopolitan life, actually. Since we are coming from an empire, which was a world empire, there were 72 different languages were spoken on the streets of Istanbul in our Ottoman Empire time. So we are very used to live with different cultures, and when I look at it, I strongly believe that we are very open-minded in such a thing. We are hosting 3.5 million Syrian people for the last 5-6 years, you know, and there is no one single problem with Turkish people and the migrants, for example. And we have lots of expats coming from various parts of the world, coming to Turkey to live and to work. And also Turkish people are traveling a lot, and they're going out a lot to live in different cultures, to work in different cultures. So Turkey is very well connected with the world, not only physically but also mentally. I think it is the benefit of being a continuity after being such an empire.
For the young people, sometimes they don't listen to politicians and leaders or prime ministers or deputy prime ministers. They listen to key online influencers, for example. They listen to pop groups, for example. They are followers of drama. South Korea has done this model to a very, very good world benchmark. Their group called BTS has beaten even the Hollywood groups and are followed, even though 90% over of their songs are in the South Korean language. What does Turkey have? I know some Malaysians look at your period dramas, which spans over hundreds of episodes, over centuries of plot lines. But how do you see the soft power side of tourism?
We are benefiting especially the films and the dramas, TV series. Turkish TV series become extremely famous in the world, in Asia, in Middle East, and even in Latin America. Turkish series are on the TVs. People love the Turkish series, and sometimes if they like the hero in the series, they want to name their child with his name. And our ambassador in one of Latin American countries received a letter. Someone is asking whether someone is asking an official document that the name of that hero is a human name, so he can give it to his child. So it's really both, first of all, source of huge income. After US, we are the second biggest country who is earning that much of income from TV series. We are coming after US. And of course, it's an export of your culture, because you know TV series is usually showing the very daily life of people, and also we are seeing the help of filming industry. And by the end of September, we are also starting a new project. As the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, we used to support only the Turkish movies, financial contribution. But starting from September, we have a new project called Filming in Turkey. And if international film producers would like to make a film in Turkey, as the ministry, we will be supporting them. So if any Malaysian TV producer would love to do something in Turkey, please come and contact with us.
My cameraman and producer are already smiling because without the incentive already there have been TV dramas from Malaysia shot on location, on the hot air balloon, by the Bosphorus Straits and all. So thank you so much, Deputy Minister, for making time to be here on Agenda AWANI. I hope you can sell Malaysia back to your countrymen also, because this relationship between Turkey and Malaysia, or even Southeast Asia, has been hundreds of years in the making. As you said, Turkey was once a world empire, and that empire has ties to this side of the world. 550 over years ago, when we were great, Malacca Empire, it has diplomatic ties with Turkey. Same thing for Aceh. When I went for the post-tsunami relief efforts, I work hand in hand with Turkish volunteers because Turkey have a big presence. So you are a global superpower, at least in tourism and also arts and culture, and we hope we will continue to have good relationship. Thank you so much. That has been a very enlightening interview, and if you're not gone to do filming in Turkey yet, you now might be given as incentives by the Deputy Minister of Culture and Tourism. And that's all the time I have for Agenda AWANI this time. So see you again in another episode very, very soon. Goodbye.